Hey everybody, it's Dennis Wilburn, the Active Trend Trader. It's the last day of the month, June 2021. Only 6 more months this year, so I hope that you are building your wealth. I know we certainly are. We look forward to helping you as much as possible in that regards. And so we do this midweek on the radar, where we talk about some swing trade setups and also take a real quick look at the indexes to see what the heck they're doing. So let's go ahead and jump into today's session. And let me take these photos off. There we go. And so what are the indexes doing? We'll grab the drawing tools and bring them up. I hope everybody has some really good plans going on for this weekend's 4th of July festivities. My wife and I will be doing some special stuff, probably down on the beach or through our church. We really always enjoy celebrating the Independence Day of our great country. What are we seeing? Let's go ahead and blow up the the spiders. What's been transpiring? What's been transpiring is basically we get a nice little rebound. We've gone up here. We've hit a new high. Price action is then reversed down off of that. Everything is in gear, though, heading towards the upside, which is very interesting. As you can see, price actions have hit high here. Let's go ahead and lay a fib on here to see how close we are to a magic fib or a fib level of support or resistance. And look at that, we bumped our head against the 1272. Oftentimes after a move up, the 1272 is where prices seem to slow down and stall out. That may be what is happening here. However, do we have a bearish reversal signal yet? The answer to that is no, we don't. So how do we want to trade this? For the time being, we want to look towards pullbacks into the moving averages. Which moving averages has prices respected the most? Well, the prices have respected the 50-day moving average. A couple of things to look at as we're perhaps going into the summer doldrums and things are slowing down a little bit. As you can see here, the 50-day moving average is kind of starting to take a little bit less of a steep incline, but everything is pointed. There's the 50, there's the 34, there's the 20, there's the 8. Everything is stacked in a bullish direction. Market forecast, the TSI. Let me load that, bring that down a little bit. There we go. As you can see, it is showing negative divergence, along with some negative divergence also on the MACD. There we go. And as you can see, so what does that tell us and what does that mean per se? Well, what that tells us is that one is this last little, attempt to break out and move higher has been slower than what has happened in the past. So we're kind of running out of gas. Matter of fact, if we can let's do this with our Fibonacci's. Let's go ahead and grab this Fibonacci over here. It made it up to that level right there. Let's go ahead and draw that back over down into this area here. And as you can see, if we were looking at a symmetric move of the last strong move to the upside, we've only hit 78% of that. Another thing is you can do multiple aspects of to see how it's comparable. And as we saw, it was running into resistance on that last move up. Let's go ahead. What about this one here? From this is the last, also a significant move up. And as you can see there, pull that back down. We hit the 100% mark there, and then it's pushing on up. And we're in what I'll call just a zone where the Fibonacci's are saying, you may have gone as far as you're going to go on this move. However, again, no signal to the downside, no bearish engulfing like we had over here. No, and then a fall down to the downside. We have gone up though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 7 out of the last 8 days. That is normally a little bit of abnormal for the S&P, but we expect to go up, maybe 5 days in a row, then 2 days down, 4 days in a row, then 3 days down. So what about the Qs? The Qs were looking, again, stronger than the other indexes. And while this does, in fact, qualify as a bearish harami, because yesterday's candlestick, the green candle that we see right there, is a spinning top toward type of a candlestick, that is not as a significant a bearish harami as you would get, say, after a move up here. We do have a nice move up. Where are prices likely to go if we did go into a pullback? Well, a pullback would be, basically right back down to the moving average line and or this uptrend line. So I'll move back down to about 350.62. And then I would be looking for the potential of a rebound off of those levels to move higher. What moving average has it respected in the way up so far? Well, the 50 down here, the 8-day moving average here, which coincides again with the uptrend line. So as long as that uptrend line remains intact, look for this the NASDAQ to keep inching its way higher. Russell, as represented by IWM. Okay, really nice setup today. It has come down almost to the 50-day moving average, or not the 50-day moving average, the 34-day moving average, which coincides with the 50% pullback. Go ahead and remove that Fibonacci right there for the time being. So we have a really nice little bull flag popping back down from a level of path resistance, which corresponds to the highs from when? 6-9, back in first part of June. So I'll be watching this. I like this entity, but I like it down here off of either the 50 or the 34. Right now, we do not have a reversal signal. TSI has not turned back up, and neither has MACD. The other thing that could happen here, folks, is basically this could go ahead and push on down past the 50 and do a more of a retest down in this area. It's a good thing, as I said, go ahead and throw a fib on there from that low there to that high. And we could just basically paint that 227.31 level, 227.26, 27 level. If prices drop below that, expect it to move back up to the, and then bounce back up through it. That may be the trigger to get into a long position on IWM. So right now, the closest with a setup that we like to do, which is a bounce off the, a pullback into support and a bounce, is showing up on the Russell, on IWM. A couple of other entities that we want to keep an eye on is after hours today. MU reported. Now, basically, MU had, this is Micron Technology. Micron Technology had pushed up into past levels of support resistance up here at the $85 level, put in a hanging man. And so the earnings after hours, actuals actually beat. But I always like to take a look at let's take a look at what's going on actually in the after hours session with the earnings call and all that kind of stuff. As you see, we finished up here above 85. We zipped up and then zipped back down. So right now, after hours is not telling us a lot. It's hanging there pretty tight, right about the 83.50 to 83.75 level. So not a lot to write home of, not a lot to talk about at this particular time. Well, we will keep keeping our eye on that going into tomorrow's session. One of the stocks that I do want to be taking, there's two stocks I will address right here. One is, let's see if it was still showing us. Yeah, it's not. I was going to say Boeing, but Boeing is, this is not a really great reversal signal. Yeah, it is a bullish Arami. Not a really great thing, but we are retracing back down. It may find support here and then rebound. TSI looks to be wanting to cross to the upside. The challenging side is the last 3 days. 2 of the days were way above average on the sell side, and we hit a at average on the buy side today. But as soon as prices approach the 50-day moving average with a downturned 8 and 20, prices rolled over. Another one I'm looking at from a perspective of an earnings trade is Tesco. Tesco, maybe putting in a Tesco has earnings coming up back here on 7/19 before the market opens. So if you want to plan an option trade, this may give you an opportunity. One thing, if you're trading options on Tesco, the open interest is a little bit light. The market maker is a real weenie and trying to just nickel and dime you for the bid ask, and so it's a little bit tough to get filled on that. But when you run into a situation like that, sometimes it's the better, the discretion is the better part of valor, is to go ahead and look for a spread type trade, either we still have enough time where we could do a bullish put spread, or we could do on a little bit of a pullback, look to jump into, and we're just about at that level. Right there's a good, we get back to 184.49, 184.50. That may give us an opportunity to go ahead and open a spread trade to the upside. We opened one way back over here and have sat with it through the whole 9 yards, and that is now profitable. If we get over the 190 area, it will basically be eligible to take in all of the $5 spread that we, and it was a debit spread, so we would be able to, get closer to closing that out for a $5 gain. The last one I'll leave you with is I'm liking this one for a potential earnings run, and it is IBM. And what do I like about IBM is basically we're getting a nice little, move across here. And it has earnings coming up when? On 7/19. That's after the market. That is a Monday. And so either the options that expire the week of 7/19, I think it's the 21st of July, or you can also look at the ones that expire on 7/16, because if we're going to go into a pre-earnings run, that would be an opportunity. Any type of pullback into the midsection of today's candlestick would give us an opportunity to look at a 145 by 150 call debit spread, or you could do a put credit spread also, and have it expire the week before and the Friday before earnings. So that's what I'm looking back. IBM, and IBM's been doing some really good stuff here lately. So with that, it gives you a couple of things to be keeping an eye on through the rest of the week as we get ready for the 4th of July and Independence Day for this great, great country we live in. And so until next week, we're going to have a very special guest on with us who's basically utilizing the active trend trading system. And with his trading, he's already up 100% for the year. And so we want to hear his story. You're not going to want to miss that. That'll be on next Wednesday's video. So aloha. God bless everybody.